Hello and welcome to the Barber's Arms and a very, very special edition because it's being taken over by the one and only, the Fellowship for British Hairdressing. And I bet you're all wondering, what the hell has happened to Simon Shaw? He's suddenly grown some hair, he's got good tasting glasses, he's got a bit of a chiseled thing, lost a few pounds, starting to sound a bit smoother than that hideous northern accent, starting to sound a bit Welsh. I bet you were, but sadly he's still around, I believe, out there. I'm Ken Picton, and I'm the ex-president and ex-chancellor for the Fellowship for British Hairdressing. And next to me is the delightful Karoliina Saunders.
Well, hi everyone. Yes, I'm Karoliina Saunders. God, you did really make yourself sound amazing, didn't you, Ken? Like.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, yes, I'm Karoliina Saunders. I'm Chancellor for the British Hairdressing of the Fellowship, and I have been for the past 3 years. I've been mentoring the Clubstar art team as well. So part of my role has been to organise the young up and coming hairdressers, and now I'm into the Chancellor role for the next couple of years. So. Also, what I wanted to sort of say quickly as well about myself is that I'm also a salon owner. So I have a salon, I'm an educator and a session stylist. So I've got a few strings to my bow. So over to you, Ken.
If I remember, Karoliina, you do have an affinity to glamour modelling as well. I do remember.
You always have to bring that up, Ken. You know what? I'm going to have to dig some dirt out of you. Like, I'm going to start digging some stuff.
There's none of me. Everyone's been taken care of when it comes to things like that. Anyway.
I tell you what, I'm going to. It's one thing I can say. I'm going to one day. I'm going to surprise you with.
Okay, I look forward to it. not in a Finnish sauna, is it? Or
no.
Anyway, well, actually, before we get going, obviously the biggest event, and I know we're going to talk about that through the whole show. 5th of December. The Fellowship Luncheon and Awards. I've been privileged enough to be running it and a major part within it and hosting it for the last 5 years, two years as a chancellor, and so with Corinne Jackson, and obviously 3 years as the president, as I actually had an extended presidency because of COVID, with the ex-chancellor Ashley Hodges. So are you looking forward to what is probably one of the biggest events on the British hairdressing calendar, really, which is the Luncheon and Awards on the 5th of December?
You know what, I think the luncheon is always the ending of gives a really nice ending for the year, and I'm really excited about it. And you were with me for the menu tasting, and that I got to say, we got some really good food as well for everyone. But it's not. I have to
say that's one of the best parts of the job, is doing the food tasting in these fancy hotels. Eating all of the courses, drinking all of the wine. So.
No, that was and obviously it's not all about just the food, but it's a massive part of it for us. But I think that the awards is the actual awards where we can really celebrate the greats of the industry. And I think that's really what I'm looking forward to, is actually handing out those awards and really recognizing the greats and all the talent. I mean, we have great talent in Britain.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, like you say, for those of you watching out there, this is the Fellowship takeover, and the Fellowship for British Hairdressing, they culminate at the end of the year for the Luncheon and Awards. It's going to be held at the London Hotel, we held it there last year. Super, super cool hotel, right in the heart of London in Leicester Square. And we will be celebrating everything that is great about the industry, some fantastic awards, not just people who have contributed to the Fellowship, over the year or over time, but also recognizing the movers and shakers in the industry, and it culminates in the Fellowship Hairdressers of the Year. And I am delighted to say to you, tonight, so you keep watching, we have two. We have not only the current Fellowship Hairdresser of the Year, but we have an ex-Fellowship Hairdresser of the Year that I'm absolutely delighted. In my presidency, I awarded to these two incredible people who I admire greatly. So, watch that space for sure. I know we've been flashing up the Fellowship website. Do go over and have a look at all the things that we do. And most important, how to become a member, because, it's not just about hairdressers. We are open to all avenues of hairdressing, whether it's employed, self-employed, salon, barbers. We even open out into photographers and makeup artists. And we do really extend our family. And it is all really about giving to the industry, giving opportunity through the creativity that we as an industry have, especially in Britain, but especially globally, in abundance, which is absolutely great. Karoliina, obviously, before we bring our guests in, you kind of, I think you touched just then when you were talking about it, one of the real pillars of our organization is our projects, which you've kind of been a mentor on and been a project leader in a slightly different guise. I mean, they're kind of how you got involved in them. Tell us about what that journey's been like with you being the project leader.
Well, when we started, actually you were the president at the time. What are you drinking there?
So I couldn't decide, right? So
sorry, I just had to see that because I saw that last, and I thought, like, what is?
So as you know, Ken likes a big cocktail. So I couldn't decide how I was going to go tonight, and I was going to go with the obvious Welsh espresso martini, but I've gone really. I've got a Negroni, and I've got an old fashioned.
So you can't make up your mind. So you have.
So I can't. So I'm going to do two. So I've got
Fair
both.
Enough.
All
Fair enough.
Slightly stirred with ice. Very James Bond-esque. In a real lovely tumbler.
That's what you think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You never know.
Right. Going back to the Club Star art team. Now, for me, what it meant was to be able to give opportunities for the young, the up and coming, and really get their year mapped out to have as much education, varied education as possible. And I was really lucky in a way, because I got to do 3 years of mentoring. So I'm still on my 3rd year. So it hasn't ended yet, but it's my 2nd group. And what I love about it is that where we start at the beginning of the year, and then where we end up, and all the members are so grown. They grow so much. They've learned so much. They have so many more experiences, and it opens up so many opportunities as well. So I think for me, that's one of the greatest aspects of being a mentor, is actually seeing the growth of all the members. So
and I think that's it. I think where you highlighted it on there, Karoliina, is it's the Club Star art team, and the fellowship for many years have been recognizing the youth of the industry. We also we see a huge part of it, and I think that's the key. But it is one small part of the pillar of projects that we have. And for those of you who are watching out at the minute, we're currently actually in the process of taking applications for them. They are being inundated and every year now they're getting stronger and stronger. We have quite a few projects. We have the Project Colour, which is all about exploring colour, working with the greatest of the great of hair colouring, having mentor days, as well as, doing shoots. The last 3 years, it's been, the project leader's been Paul Dennison, and he's done shoots with Robert Eaton, who's our current president, and the results have been outstanding. We also have Project X, which is really, it is about a finishing school. It's about learning all the skills you need from session to haute couture, and thrown in with avant-garde. And what has been super successful, and it kind of probably pains me to say it, but if he's watching, he can give me a load of money. But Simon Shaw has really made a huge impact on Project Men this year. It was a new project for us in its infancy, and obviously Simon has, in his obvious style, has gripped it by the throat, so we say, and he's turned it upside down on his head. And I know the ideas they have for Project Men next year. I'm even trying to see if I can get a free space. And then, you know, we obviously, this year we are launching Project Afro, which is a real new initiative for us, which would be brilliant. But it also, our kind of jewel in the crown is the Fame team. And, you know, and we do have an ex-Fame team member joining us tonight. So, you know, I'm sure will give us a real good insight. So for those of you who kind of want to see what really the fellowship is about, you know, go to our website, fellowshiphair.com, and have a good look at the projects and what they are available for. You know, some, you know, it's for everybody. There's no age limit. It's for every skill set, and it is about creating opportunity from that point of view. So, Karoliina, do you have a drink?
I do, and a very sort of Scandi style. Okay. Scandinavian, as you know. I actually went for, I do have an early start tomorrow as well, so I have to be a good girl. So I'm kind of I'm on a, where is it? Beer. I got beer.
Beer?
Yeah.
It looks like Coca-Cola.
You know, it's not beer, it's ale.
Oh, ale. From where?
It's got it's Boom Bar is called.
Oh, okay. So yeah. It's not Scandi then, or
it's not Scandi. I just got it from the shop because I thought, like, I like a little bit of an ale. I'm a bit of a I'm a bit of a pint drinker.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So, nothing extravagant here. Not like, I do quite like a glass of bubbles as well, but as it's, like I said, early start tomorrow, Fashion Week starting, going to London Fashion Week, so I have to be good.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, well, I think obviously, you know, we should probably mention at this point, you know, it's been quite a poignant time in the UK, you know, with the passing of our Queen, and I'm sure, you know, we all as an industry, you know, send our condolences to the royal family and well wishes and kind of celebrate, I think, what an incredible reign she had, a 70-year one. You know, for anybody under 70 in the UK, she's, you know, we've only known her as the Queen, which is quite an incredible thing. And I know we have a guest on this evening who has met her, and I'm sure they'll share those moments with us. And like I say, we do have some guests coming up shortly who are, you know, an integral part of the British culture of hairdressing. And one of them who, you know, I'm super proud to work with, call as a friend, is the incredible Sally Brooks, who's 3 times British Hairdresser of the Year. And as someone who judges the hairdressing competition, you know, when she puts a collection in, she makes us all think and she makes us all look, and she challenges the norm. And I know I've sat on many judging panel with her, and that's certainly who she is. You could kind of look at her and think she's, you know, she's the Simon Cowell of the group. Actually, when you get to know her, she's your biggest, best sister, and that's the benefit of her. But she also has an incredible honesty about where she is, where we are, and, you know, and that kind of stuff. She also did, for me, one of the things that I found was inspiration was she did a video kind of explaining, and I'm sure we'll get her to speak about that. And it was, I think it was one of them videos that, or a movie, so we say, that when I watched, I kind of realized that actually this industry ain't broke, and there's a lot of amazing things that happen within it. And especially with all of those things. So I think it'd be perfect timing for us to bring on Sally Brooks. I'm hoping she's here and waiting for us. So let's see if we can bring Sally Brooks in. Hello, Sal.
Hello, Sally.
Hello.
Hello. Have you fallen off the chair?
Hey.
Have you fallen off the chair?
Oh, where am I? See, I've got all, why am I all weird? Why am I like a ghost? I said to him, I was like, my thingamajiggle is not working, and now I don't know how to get it off even. I kept so my dog said, hang on, give me 2 seconds. Get up here.
Okay. Do you know what, Sally? I'm just having huge moments of when you joined me with Drinks with the President, and you were.
Sorry, how do I get it off?
I don't know.
I don't know what you've done, Sally. You look really.
Okay. I don't know actually.
I don't know how you've done it.
Okay. Do you know what? It's kind of an interesting one. But let's keep going. Yeah, I can kind of see you. It's a bit like one of your photo collections.
It's like one of my photo collections. What have I done? How do I stop it?
Don't worry. So
Your eyes.
So Sally, just saying about that, it reminds me of when you joined me in COVID for the Drinks with the President, and you kind of kept joining, and your laptop or your phone or your iPad kept running out. You kept trying to charge everything.
It's not my thing, is it?
At one minute,
not my technology.
Yeah, you were shouting at your partner, and he then realized you were trying to charge it with a completely different charger. It was for the Nokia phone or something that you had 10 years before. So anyway, I think the best thing for you to do is perhaps choose no background.
But it doesn't say that. Oh no, maybe it does. Hang on. I'm trying to choose. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, wow, you've had your haircut.
I did have my haircut.
When did you do that?
Hang on, what do I do? If I close that, am I still on? I've had my haircut, yeah.
Yeah, when?
Chopped it off.
It looks good.
It's when I get the time to do it, to be perfectly honest.
It reminds me of the old Sally Brooks. As not old as in old in age, but this first Sally Brooks I remember when you used to have your little bobs.
It gets to, when you're a hairdresser, you do not get time to cut your own hair. Like you just don't get time to cut your own hair. So
Well,
I was
cut
just
it
like,
yourself.
I've got 2 weeks off now. So
Wow.
I was just chop the bottom off because I can't do anything with it. It's driving me mad. I couldn't see where I was walking.
So who cuts the 3 times British Hairdresser of the Year's hair?
Jamie cut it. He hates doing it. I am the worst client. I'm just like, just cut the bottom off and make me be able to say I'm terrible.
Oh really? So you terrorise him with that as well as being when you were a wife as well.
Yeah.
Poor Jamie.
Poor Jamie. Gotta love him. Yeah, thank you, Jamie.
Not only does he have to work with his ex-wife, he has to cut her hair as well.
I know he hates it. I think he's the only person that's got the tolerance to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, quite possibly. I think that tends to work.
You know, I was laughing earlier when you said I was the Simon. I heard you say I was the Simon Cowell. I was like, no, I want to be the soft one.
You have been. You have been on panels. Even I've gone, oh, when you said something. But yeah.
No, but it's always good. It's always good points there. There's always good points.
I like to challenge things. I like meaning. I don't like something safe to win things. I like it to be something that's more challenging.
Yeah. Funny enough, I'm sure for the viewers, I don't think you'll be able to see Sally, but we have some amazing pictures of you in your younger days with all your cool little wedge and bob haircuts. So you'll have to go back and watch this program again to see those delightful pictures that everyone who's watching now will see.
No, let's not. Let's not.
But what I will say is
there might be
you are
some.
an age today. You are an age today.
Lovely ones.
You are?
What did you say, Karoliina?
I think there might be some lovely ones of you.
Do you know, it's like pictures of me are okay as long as I'm like taking a picture. Picture of my concentrating face.
Yeah, so I can really
my
relate with
God.
that. Oh my, I get those, especially when I'm on stage and then all of a sudden I go,
Yeah. And And my chin just gets like really big. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, can you just like tell me when you're going to take a picture, please? Yeah. It was lovely hearing you speak about all the projects that the fellowship are doing at the moment. There's loads this year.
Yeah. And I think, it's when, it is 100% one of the leading pillars of our organization, really. And you know what, when you look at it as a business model, it's insane. It's insane that people like yourself and incredible hairdressers give up their time and give back to people who want to learn, and that is it is incredible, really.
But I'm a great believer in when it doesn't matter how old a hairdresser is, whether they're really young and just at the start, you actually come away from everything learning something. Like it doesn't matter, as long as somebody's passionate about what they do. I think that's why mentors love mentoring and doing things, is because you actually walk out of the day having learned something.
What's that quote?
It's one thing, one thing more than you walked in with.
Well, even if I always say there's a flame in your belly, and when you've done a mentoring day, the flame gets relit.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're with the right people. And I think that's why we love doing it, is because it reignites something inside of you as well. When you see somebody else young coming through, it's a really lovely thing.
It's seeing the progression, like I said earlier, it's seeing their progression, seeing them go forward. Is the best feeling, actually seeing somebody progressing, and that's why you do it.
The industry feels good at the moment. Actually, it feels like there's a really nice group of people coming through. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's, it feels good at the moment. It feels really good.
I agree.
What are you up to though, Sally, at the moment? What's what you're doing this year?
What am I doing this year? I'm going to Norfolk to walk on the beach tomorrow.
That's good.
Do you know, I've had a really, really, really busy year. I've had 4 days off this year, all year.
I know.
So
You're
it's
a busy lady.
It's been busy. It's been really busy. I've done quite a few campaign jobs and things this year. I'm doing
Anything you can mention?
Well, the fabric job that I did with the amazing Karoliina Saunders and a few other people. But that's the sort of job that I really, really love. I love collaborating. I love working with other people. And I love it when I get to design something from start to finish. So that's my favorite job that I do. We're moving salons in January or February. So that's taking up quite a lot of time at the moment and working on that. I'm doing the hairpieces show in November. So literally just started working on that. I've been working with the amazing Jack Eames, and we are working on some really, we just like working on stuff. Like, when you find somebody that's on the same level as you and you just like working on stuff. So we're constantly on the phone working on stuff. It starts as hair relevant, and then it just goes off on a little bit of a weird tangent, and I love that. Yeah. So it's been busy. I think this year's gone really quick. I feel like, I don't know where the year's gone actually. Maybe they said that, when you were younger and people used to say, as you get older, the year goes faster. It goes really fast, like really fast. And there's so much change this year in the whole world. There's so much change. I don't know, the year's just gone really fast, and it's been a busy, busy year.
I feel like the stars are starting to align again, though. And I think, we kind of get to know, where we are. Are you drinking, by the way, Sally? You're on? Oh, lovely. What's that?
My favourite gin.
Oh, very
rhubarb and ginger.
Oh, lovely.
I have got a glass. I'm not drinking out the bottle. Terrible, then, isn't it? Are you drinking on
She's on holiday.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you were seeing earlier, but I couldn't decide, so I went with an old-fashioned and a Negroni. But I have to say, I've kind of I'm cheating a little bit, because I found it, and they're quite a cool one. It's quite a nice mention. If you want a real good pre-made cocktail, they're called True cocktails, and you get them pre-made. Really cool. The espresso martini one of it is brilliant. I just want to highlight something that when I've watched you on stages, and one of your key words, and it's creativity is contagious. Pass it on. You're someone that I've always aspired and looked at, that has always done that with such humility and grace. I mean, where'd that come from? Because I mean, you know, in this industry where the level you're at, the size of the business you're at, the people, sometimes, as we know, you know, you pass on and on and on, and then, you know, sometimes you don't get it back and things like that. You know, it's a strong commitment to the industry to keep doing that, isn't it?
Yeah, but for me, it's like somebody did that to me when I was young, and if I just, like I said, it's like something that sparks me as well. It's like when somebody is super passionate, like that really ignites something in me. I find nothing better than having a drink with somebody that is really inspiring. So yes, I'm not saying I like mentoring everybody. If I don't get it back, I really struggle. I do it, then it becomes a job. The rest of it isn't a job for me. It's like, it's just something I love. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people in the industry that will just message me randomly just for advice or just ask for something. And that's what I think is amazing about it. But as long as somebody's prepared to put the graft and the work in to get it, then I'll give whatever they want me to give. If somebody just keeps asking me the same question all the time without doing absolutely anything with it, then that doesn't inspire me. Does that make sense? So it is a twofold thing. But I just think it's something that, you know, somebody did it to us when we were younger, so it's kind of a responsibility to do it back. And if the industry gets flat below me, then I'm flat. So I love it when I see great talent coming through and people do something different and somebody challenges something. Then I'm like, you know, I'm like, yeah, go on, like, do something different. But I don't like it when somebody does the same and then tells me it's different. Then I'm like, do you know what I mean? I mean, every job I do is like, you know, when you do things, nothing's about money for me. Like, I don't do things for money. I mean, you obviously have to pay your way and you have to live to the life you want to live to. But, you know, there's so many things out there that I do because they're just really good fun to do. But as long as I can do that in a challenging way, like, I don't want to do a show the same as I did the show, even I mean, I can drive my staff mad because we can do a show or a motivational talk or whatever, and then we do something else 2 weeks later and they think we're doing the same. And I'm like, well, we're obviously not doing the same because it's bored, we've done it. So I like to constantly change things around.
But that's part of the creativity that you have, that you're always thinking something different. And like, I've been, you know, working with you, and it's just such an inspiration to work with you, especially like in a shoot, to watch what you do is just like, it just comes naturally for you. Has it always come naturally for you?
I think naturally comes with confidence. Like, to naturally change something or naturally make a decision that that's not working, or naturally try something different in a stressful environment is a confidence thing. And that comes with experience. You know, I don't think I would have dared to, I mean, I've been in the middle of a shoot and completely changed direction before. Or, you know, like, it's when I worked with Team Fabric. I mean, everyone on the team is incredible. And what I do is make them even more incredible. Does that make sense? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I want everybody to do really well, and I want everybody to own something. And that's leadership. And that just comes with confidence. You can't do everything yourself.
No.
Like, you know, your people around you are really important. So that's really important as well, that you actually surround yourself with people that, I mean, that day we did it, I don't know if you know again, but there was 5 of us went into a shoot. Not only was the shoot just, I love it. It's really fresh, it's really modern, it's great. But the day was great, wasn't it, Karoliina?
It was 2 days actually.
2 days. Yeah.
I don't think I've laughed as much, but I had this a cheesecake, you can imagine. But at the same time, we worked really hard. We worked, you know, so hard with the pictures, but they are beautiful.
They are beautiful, but they're fresh. They're
fresh and beautiful.
They're really good. So that I really love doing. Do you know what I mean? I really love it. It's the same as shooting for the awards. It's like, I don't shoot for the awards. I shoot something that what mood I'm in. Like, your pictures that year are a representation of what mood you were in. And I think every year mine, definitely, good or bad, are about what mood I'm in or where I want to be, as opposed to trying to do something that wins an award. That doesn't excite me as much. Trying to do something that represents where I am as an artist at the moment is what inspires me more.
I think that shines through. I think, like you said, I think it's an interesting you're saying about, for those people who are interested in shooting and, for whatever they shoot for. I mean, and that confidence also comes when you've got a good team. So, that's what you were saying about you're doing a lot with Jackie. Yeah. If you can connect with a great team, and a photographer and so on, and they help bring that out in you as well.
Well, not everybody's going to like what you do.
No.
But if we all did the same, then we'd all be a bit boring. Do you know what I mean? And it's, what is amazing in the industry is that there is so much diversity and there's so much respect for this style of hairdressing or this style of hairdressing or this style of hairdressing. That's something we need to keep so we don't end up with one style of hairdressing. And that just means challenging yourself a little bit.
I got something, Sally, for you, because I wanted to go into a little bit about your past, actually, just for a little bit. You I was just gonna say, you were in the panto once, weren't you?
Yes. As the back end of a horse. Yes.
I just wanted to bring it out because I thought, how did you feel about that? How did it feel being a back of a
horse? We see my sister is beautifully 2 years older than me. So we used to go to dance classes all the time. So when we were in panto, she's 2 years older than me. So there was no way she's be in the back, is there? So I was always slightly up her arse. Do you know what I mean? I was always the back. Yeah.
Well, you come a long way, Sally.
I really like my sister. Yeah.
You could have been a glamour model like Karoliina, mine, but
there you go.
That's another subject.
I was actually showing mine.
Yep.
You were one.
I guess who told me about this? Guess who told me about this past as well? It was her husband, which was the irony. So talk about Mark walking in. Now, obviously,
talking about artists really quickly though. It's like the other day I'm doing a client in the salon. A client comes in, and when you go, did I imagine that coming in the salon, or was I just so? American couple. He wheels her in a wheelchair, which is not. I'm not laughing. It's normal, but she's got like a plaster on her head and a bit of blood. And she's in a hospital gown.
Whoa.
So when she gets out of the wheelchair to have her hair washed because she wants a blow dry, she's got butt naked. Just like it was the most normal thing in the whole world.
Wow.
I love people. I am such a people lover. I'm such a people lover.
I bet.
People make me laugh so much. Just what goes on in their heads is genius. It's brilliant.
I know, yeah. And we just do it. So I know.
As we're on that subject, can I drop another one? What does a nude blonde trend Google at?
Nude blonde trends, definitely Google with not what you think from a hair point of view. Marlon came in the office and I was doing nude blondes, and I turned around to say hello, and he was literally like, and I was like, what? I turned around to my computer, it was full leg spread
blonde.
Nude blondes.
Perfect.
Put the word hair next to it.
Or hairy.
Or hairy. There was definitely some hair. I was like, whoa, sorry.
Oh, brilliant. Right, Sally, we are getting close to time up. Obviously, I know you've won 3 times British Hairdresser of the Year, but I'm absolutely sure that the highlight and the pinnacle of your hairdressing life was when I called your name out at fellowship luncheon. I'm just gonna say that anyway, just because it sounds good. And obviously, you became the fellowship hairdresser of the year.
Yeah, that's a lovely one. That's a lovely award to get. They're all quite different. It was a lovely award to get because I was wondering why I'd never got it before. I'm joking.
Me too, may I add?
I'm joking. No, it's honestly, it's a really, really lovely award to get.
I think it's a nice one because yes, you win at the British Hairdressing Awards because people judge your photographic work, and you know, and you know, that is about taste as well. I think one thing is nice about the fellowship one is you're nominated by your peers, and you know, all the members of the fellowship, and I think that's why it stands up such a lovely one. So haircut as well, or?
Yeah, actually, she has been to the hairdresser.
Yeah, she looks well trimmed.
She looks well trimmed. Her butt is in good condition. It's good.
Nude blonde, eh?
Nude blonde.
So, obviously, I mean, has it been a bit weird in London this week? You know, with the Queen and passing and all. You know, it's
you know, it's been two things for me. It's been, yes, it's been weird, very sad, but it's also, it's been actually quite lovely. Like it's amazing. Like it is amazing, and it's so British. And I can't say that I'm a royalist, but then I am, because if somebody says something bad, then I kind of go, don't say something bad about the Queen.
Yeah.
And I'm really, I'm going tomorrow before I go away to take some flowers down, because I wasn't going to go, and this is me being really honest. And I was talking to my client today, I said, I'm going to go and take some flowers to Green Park tomorrow, because I would have been really upset if she didn't get as many people turn out as when Diana died.
Yeah.
And she has, and it's incredible. And I think it's absolutely such an honor to her. So why have I let everybody else go down and do it?
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, because there's so much outpouring, I'm really happy that there's the outpouring. But get off your lazy ass, Sally, when you've got a morning off tomorrow, and take some flowers.
Go and do it. Yeah.
It's so British, and there is part of it. It's not even just the Queen dying. It's what happens to the country.
Yeah.
Actually, something that you can feel across London, and I think that's very British and very special. Actually,
I think we're feeling it all across the UK because I mean, King Charles, I now have to call him. You know, he was in Wales today. Yeah, beautiful sunny day. You know, he was literally, you know, 1,000 yards away from the salon when he joined the Senate, which was obviously where we are. And you know, the atmosphere there was fantastic, and it was lovely to watch.
I mean, the queue in London apparently now is 11 hours.
I know, yeah.
I think it's 14.
I think it's 14.
20 seconds to walk past. But the friends they're going to make in that queue, they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. So it just does that to people. You know, whether you're royal or not, it doesn't matter what the country does.
Would you queue 11 hours? Sally?
No, because I find it really weird that people want to walk past the coffin, and no, I wouldn't, but I just find that really strange. But I think for people that want it to be a history that's remembered and have the experience, I think it's really important to them. And everybody's different, aren't they? Everybody's different. But I think, like I said, my thing is what it does to the country, and it makes people speak to other people, nationalities, religions, people that would never speak before, and that I think is a really amazing thing. Yeah, absolutely.
So on that note, thank you very much to who I regard as the Queen of Hairdressing. And it's been an absolute pleasure having you on this Barber's Arms, with the fellowship takeover. Thank you very much for being such an integral part of the fellowship and nurturing the future of British hairdressing. Sadly, we have run out of time because I did want to talk about the journey to the journey to my destination. Is that, for those of you who haven't seen it, go on. What would it be on?
On Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. The journey to, it's an inspirational movie about our industry, not just hairdressing, barbering, and hairdressing as well. It's all about the journey of it, and it really is inspirational. I urge you all to watch it because it is super, and I'm sure you probably get a royalty if people do download it. Do you?
I think I need to make another one.
Yes,
definitely.
100%. Yeah.
Let's get some sponsors in. Hello.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't need a lot, but yeah.
100%.
Great.
So, thank you very much, Sally, for joining us on a Friday night on the day you started your holidays. On the day you started your holidays, that shows your commitment to this industry. So thank you very much to you, and
welcome.
have a lovely 2 weeks off. And we'll see
I
you
will. I'll see you later.
Sally. You put
I'll
that
probably be working
on that
still, but I'll
gym
see you
now.
later.
Yeah, thank you, Sal.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So, always great to catch up with Sally. I mean,
yes,
she's
yes,
always,
yes.
you know, with my show Drinks with the President, she was definitely one of my favorites on there every time she did join us. Just with her craziness with technology, which is one thing. Now, you know, for those of you, for those of you who are out there, our next guest, and you know, and it is actually quite poignant that you know, with what's happened in the UK with the Queen passing, our next guest is considered royalty of hairdressing, for the simple fact that they have an MBE and they have met the Queen. Let's share a little video about this incredible man and the moment he found out about that incredible achievement. So let's take a look.
I found out late October, but when I found out, it was incredible because I don't know if you've seen or heard about these letters. It's got Her Majesty's, you know, services and all the rest of it. It's a big white envelope. It doesn't look like the Inland Revenue or a tax letter. It just looks really impressive. So when I got this letter, my business partner opened it. She came upstairs white, and she said, look, you've got to see this, and pulled me outside of the shop because she knew what I would have done inside, and said, look, look, look. So when she showed it to me, I thought that somebody was closing me down or something. But when it said, because all you can see, it just says MBE services to, and I just couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. It's services to hairdressing and education and charity, because it's all kind of rolled into one. So obviously they've been, whoever's been looking what I'm doing, they're seeing it. It's all kind of rolled into one. And yes, I do a lot of educational work. Yes, I do a lot of charity stuff. But more and more, I think it's how you're kind of perceived outside for hairdressing, because I think hairdressing is amazing, but it's a small bubble in comparison to our world. But when somebody sees it from Buckingham Palace and the government, and you know, they see it on that level, I think it's incredible. It was brilliant. We just lined up to go in. Everybody meets everybody else, so there's people from all over the place. I met a lieutenant, I met a colonel, I met one of the beefeaters, I met a lawyer who got an MBE, I met a reverend, I met Des Lynam. It was great to kind of be in a room with everybody, because what I think this shows, it just shows what people can do and mix, and shows the diversities of today, because this is the first one for the Queen to give out the medals, but it was such a cross section of society. So, you know, and there's me stuck in there doing hairdressing. The actual ceremony works is obviously, you know, it's all etiquette. You're not allowed to turn your back on the Queen. You're not allowed to speak unless you're spoken to, and you're not allowed to go over. When she pushes her hand out and pushes you away, you leave. This is such a surreal day, and I mean this, it's such a surreal day to be, you know, the Queen was standing there and she came up and put a medal on me. You know, it's just amazing, and she talks to you like, you know, she's known you for a long time. When I first started off in hairdressing, Neville Daniel had the Queen's warrants, so there was a guy who's passed away called Charles Martain, and he took assistance to the palace, so it's quite interesting. You know, we spoke about him, and it was even more interesting because we've got something else a little bit in common, not to say I've got anything in common with the Queen, is my shop's in Motcombe Street, and the person who presently dresses her, a guy called Stuart Parvin, is one of my best mates, and we spoke about him. I've got a lot of friends. We're having a nice lunch, which will probably go on a little bit late, and later on in the year I'm going to combine the MBE with my 10-year celebration. So today is like a little tester. one of the biggest things for me was to kind of get my shop off the ground, up and running. And we celebrate 10 years this year, but to get this, you know, an MBE, and just to be walking in that palace, it's unreal. It's totally unreal.
Well, that was obviously a great insight for the incredible man that is Errol Douglas Mbe, and a brilliant insight really into the moment he heard about that, and obviously the experience he had receiving it from the Queen. So let's welcome the incredible Errol Douglas Mbe. Hello, Errol.
Hello, Errol. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
How are you?
We are
Great.
good. Thank
Can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear.
So Errol, just to kind of, because I know you don't really, you've just been dropped in. We just kind of showed that brilliant 4-minute video of the moment when you shared on Instagram when you received your letter for the MBE. And then obviously we showed the moment, which, you know, it's quite poignant now as, you know, someone who has actually met the Queen and been awarded something that you have it's quite an incredible honor, I guess.
Yes. I think, and everybody says it because everybody's trying to pay their respects. It's a really weird time because it brings back so many memories of if you've lost somebody, but you know, getting the MBE still sounds, it's like breathtaking. It takes your breath away, and it is a very unreal moment to be standing in front of somebody who, wherever you go in the world, she's on your money.
Yeah.
She's stamped.
Do you carry cash, Errol? I'm
just putting it out there.
I've been in many a bar with you, and I can't recall you ever pulling cash out to buy a drink.
Cash is king. My clients pay me in cash. So what am I supposed to do? Obviously, contactless as well. But yeah, I mean, it is that you can't say everybody's experience is so different, Ken. Yeah. And you know, the Queen doesn't give out these investitures all the time, because I think when she was giving them out, she was spreading it out between our now king, you know, King Charles III, and Princess Anne did it. So when I heard she was doing it, the whole room changed. Yeah. Because, you know, she walks in and you're thinking, I thought it was going to be literally one of the firm. I didn't think it was going to be the principal director. Yeah. The CEO. Yeah.
And what year was that, Errol?
2008.
2008. So quite some time ago. So, you know, you were recognized very early on in your career.
Absolutely. I'm waiting for, because everybody calls me Sir Errol or the Honourable, and I said no, it's just MBE. It's amazing when you go abroad when people see that letter, and it was quite funny because you were there the other night at Creative Head. They kind of try to dig it a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you got it, flaunt it. It's part of what I do now. It's connected to my name, Errol Douglas.
Yeah, we'll talk about
you can say the words.
Yeah, talking about that, Errol. I've actually, it's because of you, and I don't know if you can remember this, you just referred to the Creative Head Awards. I've now acquired the nickname of Lord Ken Picton. Can you remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Because we were, I think it was a year where I think we were like both up for like 4 awards at the Creative. The compare at the time was it Jimmy Carr?
It could have been Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, and anyway, and obviously I think the first ones we went up, we were in the same category, and he went Errol Douglas Mbe, and he was all kind of, and then he went, so next we have Lord Ken Picton. And then, so then the next award come up, and I think we were in the same thing again. And then he kind of kept repeating it. And then everyone I was in, he kept doing it. So now I've got that kind of name. Now, obviously, 2008 was you're still very much a figurehead in the industry.
Thank you.
How have you managed to keep that going?
See, again, it's quite interesting. I should have watched Sally's for a bit, but I was trying to connect two phones, so I got off that phone and I'm now on my iPad. And I can say this to anybody who has got a company, who is a motivator or a teacher. It's just being relevant. It's staying relevant, and it's making sure you're coming up with different things. So regardless whether we talk about awards or competitions or shows, I've seen you in airports, Ken. I've seen you when I travel. I see, people know we travel, but at the same time, I'm always championing hairdressing and my brand. And I've been fortunate enough to be an ambassador to quite a few brands. And in that gambit, they want you to promote their company as well as you. So yes, it keeps me going, but I think it's not about that. It's the passion for what we do. So I can never stop, because when I say I'm going to stop, I'm going to stop. And it's, I love print work. I love live shows. So it's coming up with something different. And, I know you love color. I work a lot with colorists. So I'm coming up with the color. I'm not doing it, but I've kind of initiated it. So at the end of the day, color and the whole concept of what I do is, staying relevant. And I've always said this about textured hair, afro hair. Hair is hair. And Karoliina, I know I'm going to see her at Fashion Week, and it's all about, you have a model who sits in front of you, Chinese, black, whatever you want to call her, or him, or her, or they. It's you have to do the hair. You have to come up with the goods. So I mean, it's not about being relevant. It's just keep on going. I like to think I'm always setting a trend. I'm always, with my collections anyway. And you're always doing something different. You're always moving on. And I think at the end of the day, because with Sally, we bump into each other all the time. But again, this is where this country and this industry is so huge. Look how many amazing inspirational hairdressers just in this country and worldwide. It's amazing. And we don't step on each other's toes. We're all different. That fingerprint, 1 in a billion, we're all different.
100%.
What I find it incredible, Errol, though, is that you always have time for people, and I mean, you must be an incredibly busy person. I mean, you do so much, but you never turn your back on anyone. You always have.
Well, who's revving there? Are you revving? Is that you revving, Karoliina? Who's revving in the background?
I'm not revving. I'm not in a car.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's my 8-year-old out in my Ferrari in the garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell him to stop, please.
So, Errol, do you have a drink? Good. Oh, you're on the wine, are you?
On the wine, yeah.
All right, and you're on your iPad, aren't you? Which is great. So look into the camera for me, so we can actually get a real good. So you're looking straight at
the camera.
That's it. Perfect. That's the way we do it. Right, okay. Errol. I know Karoliina's probably dying to ask you a load of questions. However, current and 2-time Fellowship Hairdresser of the Year. You have an evening unplugged with Errol Douglas, which I'm super excited for next week. It's next. A week Monday.
Week Monday, 26th.
26th at Shoreditch Studios. It's a special VIP guest list, and it's Errol Douglas Unplugged. What can we expect?
This is a great thing, because every time you attempt to say what you're going to do, I want to be fresh on the night, and I want to be spontaneous. I've got 4 incredible models. I'm working with great stylists, makeup. Just go to my Instagram, and obviously go to the Fellowship, and you're going to see it. I just want to be spontaneous, and I want to look into the future. You're going to see a bit of retro, which is, you know, going to be on the screens, but I'm going to be doing something which is in front of me. And I think the greatest thing with this, which makes our lives really interesting, is the fact that, yeah, spontaneity I love. So yes, you're going to see me jamming. I've got, I won't tell you how many models I've got. I've got good amount of models, and you're going to just see me, yeah, in a different light. And I've got the thing about where I'm going, and I don't always do it, it's directional. I've got cultural girls. I've got girls from all over the world. So it's going to be interesting. But at the same time, it's going to be fun. And yeah, it's up and personal, unplugged. People can speak to me. Yeah, it's going to be a great evening. And one of my best mates will be hosting it, Karoliina Jackson.
Brilliant. So it's going to be quite raw then.
Yes.
Deep down and dirty. Deep down and dirty. You're going to share all your, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be amazing. I'm super excited because it's kind of, like obviously through lockdown, the fellowship did an incredible series called Life Stories, which obviously yourself, Sally, and Trevor Sorby were the people we highlighted on, and it was great to see different things of your journey. And one of the things that really shone through that was the Fame team, and obviously. I kind of being the Chancellor for the last, 5 years and the President, and prior to that was, went on stage for the fellowship and everything.
Yeah.
As a salon owner, I never went down the Fame team journey, but obviously I saw you, and when I was putting people through, you were first to be the judge, you wanted to be part of it, and you did. And then obviously I realized that you were obviously part of the original fabric of the Fame team. Tell us a little bit about that, because obviously it was a huge part in the start of your career, really, and that was with the fellowship.
Yeah, it's a great expression, and I don't know who came up with it, but that is a true saying. You see them here first on the fellowship stage, and most of the people, the people who would admit, and I'm one of them, that was my journey into this industry. Was being put on stage by a lady called Anne Herman, and again, to qualify, because it is quite interesting now. The Fame team, it was then it was 6, and now it's 4. So just imagine people fighting for 6 places, but it's even harder now because they're fighting for 4 places. So it goes up. But literally, for me, being involved with the Fame team absolutely takes you through, because it's about being now. Because yes, I was on the second one, but I'm still going, and this is the whole thing. If anybody who's thinking about going on the Fame team, don't think it's for a year, it's for life. That's the whole process of it. And if you really want to push yourself and push your team and push people around you, you have to keep on coming up with ideas, inspiring things. So Fame team was my platform, and I always say this because I'm always in contact with her. We're always speaking on the phone. I saw Antoinette a couple of months ago when I was in New York. Yeah, look at Antoinette. She was on my team, and before that was Umberto. There were some incredible people on those teams, and anybody, and I say this with honesty, you have to say yes, hold your hands up, because that was my first platform, and I was about 20. My God. Wow. Yeah, 20.
What would you say that it brought you then? Like when you said that you had the year with the Fame team, what happened then after that?
Well, it just opened doors up for me, because it kept me on that trajectory of moving forward. And I think that's the great thing of when you do this, you have to keep moving forward. So I was fortunate enough, my mentor, and he's still my mentor now, was Paul Edmonds. He trained me. So I was doing loads of things with Paul. We were doing Fashion Week, we were doing TV. You met, one of the most respected women in our industry who started off a lot of hairdressers in TV was Jane Galpin. Now, Jane Galpin, if anybody wants to Google her, she does everything. TVAM, Britain's Got, you know, she's amazing. So again, that's what I was doing. I was working for him, and then I was his artistic director, and I just kept on rolling. We went to the States, we went to America, went to Asia, Hong Kong, India. We traveled the world. And after that year, I haven't stopped. I'm still going.
You've had some incredible clients as well, haven't you? How was it to do Brad Pitt's hair? I just want to know.
Yeah, amazing. But again, you know, these guys are great, and if you get that opportunity, and I think with anybody who loves that passion of doing celebrities or, you know, VIPs, whatever you want to call them, you're like a kid because you don't know how they're going to react, but at the same time you have to be careful not to pour it on. So, you know, every room you walk in, and if you're being honest, it's like doing shows, and, you know, it's good to have nerves. I'm always nervous, but once you break the ice, that's the great thing about our industry, and it's the great thing about connections of people. Once you've broken the ice between anybody, and it's just like somebody could be a staff member who's like playing up. Once you break the ice, you're fine. You know, so celebrities, yeah, I've done some great celebrities, but you have to treat them with respect. And at the end of the day, they're people too, and they have feelings.
I would have never thought that you would be nervous. That's the interesting.
Yes, of course. Yeah. I get nervous walking into Morrison's. No.
Well, just in case it's because you've got no cash on you, is that why?
Yeah.
But you say, I'm loyalty, I don't carry cash.
No, but you do. It's good to have happy nerves, you know, a bit of trepidation in there. You know, you don't know what to expect. I think it's good to act confident, but there's always that inner child in you saying, oh my God, is this right? It's like, am I doing this? Is it good? Imposter syndrome all over again. Yeah. Yes. And it comes up because it's true. Because, you know, the pandemic did take a lot of people confidence away. You know, you was only talking to your friends on the phone or Zoom, but at the end of the day, and you know how important this is, you have to kind of have connection with people. That's why I think hair or dressers are so important, because it's about touch, feel, and emotion. And we do that every single day. We reassure people, you know, your clients, models, you know, the fabric of what we do is about kind of motivating and elevating and pushing people up. And obviously, yeah. Do you say I still get nervous? Yeah, I do. Of course you do. It's only natural. It's only natural. I'm not confident like you, Ken.
Yeah. Do you know what though? Like, it's certain people are different things. You know, like for instance, Mark, Karoliina, your husband. You know, he's a bit of an adventurous chap, isn't he? You know, and you know, he wants to jump off cliffs and that type of stuff. I wouldn't be nervous. I would be petrified and would never even attempt to do it. Going out on stage is that adrenaline pump for me that actually it excites me in a way, and yet it's nerve-wracking. But it's a good, for me, it's the one that really excites me.
But it's a good endorphin. That's why it makes you who you are. And I think if you're overconfident, and my late mum, you know, you're overconfident, you know, you're going to crash and burn sometimes because you just can't. But you can't be cocky, I don't think, in life. You can't be arrogant. You know, there's a lot of things which kind of, you know, again, you've got to be careful what you say. Set the girls from the boys, whatever. You know, you have to be careful of what you're doing. But at the same time, it's great. I love that energy, because once you've done it, not to say it's over, you want to do it again and again and again and again. And what my biggest debut really, when I first started doing platform work, was always with the fellowship, which was great. And it's quite interesting now. That's why, you know, for me, it's like coming home doing the show on the 26th. We used to do master classes, and obviously the master classes have changed, But just remember that adrenaline walking into a masterclass, seeing all those podiums, seeing all those amazing hairdressers. Whew, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
I agree, Errol. That's when like yourself, I've done shows for thousands of people in different countries. Going to do one of the masterclasses and for the fellowship, when you walk into a prep room and you have the who's who ready to go.
Yeah, everybody's there. Yeah.
That imposter syndrome kicks right in, and you kind of like,
see?
oh my God, what am I doing in this room? And you know what? It's amazing, because then you do have people come up to you and say, oh, that's really cool. How did you do that? And how did you do that? And actually, that's when you really see our industry comes through, really, doesn't it? I mean,
the poignant thing with that, and this is where I love this industry, I love the camaraderie, is you can have, remember once upon a time you'd have one person or two people sharing the table. You would go in nowadays in the prep room, you'd have 4 people sharing one table, one makeup artist, clothes stylist, everything, all squashed in, and we're there, we're just jamming, but you're in your zone, you're helping. Somebody wants a water spray, somebody wants pins, you know, Mark Woolley, give me a pin. If anybody wants pins, you can give it to them, and that's the greatest thing. And that's a couple of weeks ago when you were seeing, because I was judging Fame Team 23, the next lot, and it's great to see they weren't afraid to ask each other for things, but at the same time they were all there as a team. So that's the great word. And you know, if we use the word team and mean it, I think it's powerful. So it's that backstage. But yes, I've been into backstage rooms and I've gone, I've had to walk out again. and then
with helmet everywhere. On that note, just for everyone who's watching, you touched on the Fame Team 2023 semi-finals for a couple of weeks ago. The winners will be announced at the luncheon on the 5th of December at the fabulous Londoner, which is the new home for our luncheon and awards. If you go to the fellowship website, you can get the tickets for it. It's well, maybe not quite yet, but you need to put your name down, because it is very much the hottest ticket, and it's known as the start of Christmas for the hairdressing industry. Now, on that note, Errol, I know you've won many accolades, but you, as well as the Fellowship Hairdresser of the Year, you are actually the Fellowship Ambassador, which is quite a unique title to have. And when I know you're so passionate about, and we salute you for it. I mean, what does that role mean to you?
Well, Fellowship Ambassador for me is kind of, really championing what the fellowship is about. And I'm lucky enough to have this role with Bruno Giamatti. And for me, because I do it in a way of making sure people can connect with the fellowship. And even now, because I do a lot of college talks, I talk to a lot of people on Instagram, and I think the fellowship is relevant because yes, it's about creativity. Yes, it's about, amazing projects, 8 projects, and, Afro being the newest one. There is so much for the industry. And I think which is really important, because people used to think the fellowship was all about this kind of hierarchy. It's not. It does benefit, and then a lot of people benefit coming in young, especially with club style, 16 to 25. It is such a great platform. And I cannot say it enough, because I was fortunate enough to be a president. So we were going up, and you were there as well. We were going up and down the country. And yeah, the great thing about the fellowship now, absolutely no way. It's got nothing to do with being London centric. We're out there for everybody. Liverpool, Manchester, Ireland, Scotland. That's why, please don't go Wales. We can't break up.
We won't give I have my way. But
let's not break up. Don't get political. Let's not break up.
And I think that's it. I think you've hit on a point there. Fellowship have recognised that. They've been trying to address that for many years, but you know what's been landed in our lap is the age of digital, and that is really going to let us touch all corners of the globe, basically, not just that type of thing, but all globes of it. So
the great thing about the projects is that we don't have all the project days in London either, so we do tend to try and have the project days in different parts of the country, so everybody who's in the project can be somewhere close by. So I think that's what you have to remember as well, so it's not all based in London.
Yeah, and the great thing about the fellowship, and I always love hearing people when they talk about it, yes, you would never get so many amazing artists on one stage together, because usually, because of the politics of sponsors, and we have some incredible sponsors, you just wouldn't get that mix. But you pick up the phone, ask anybody in this industry to do a show or to do something, giving back, we're there in a shot. Who can say that?
That's true. That's true. I think, this the thing.
That's to drop the mic statement.
But it was great going back to the Fame Team semi-finals. It was a great day. It was great to have you there as well. And obviously now we're going to have the finals as well, and then it's the luncheon when we find out all the winners. But there's some huge talent coming through the industry, don't you think, Errol?
Absolutely. When I look at these guys, when they're trying out, it is quite interesting, because I always say to anybody who's doing stuff like this, because it is a live show, there's not many live shows or many live running up to this, because you're critiqued for hair up, you're critiqued for cutting hair, you're critiqued how you interact as a team. So it's very important, and nothing can prepare you for that. But at the same time, you have to jump in and do it. But I am absolutely bowled over how talented these people are. And yes, the fellowship or the fellowship Fame Team can grow you, but it is quite interesting the levels of where these people are. And I think it was a mastermind thing of raising the age from 30 to 35, because there's still people who are just on the tip of it to get there. And, it's a helping hand. And because you can go from Sally to Angelo to Jamie, anybody, just amazing. Just imagine all the project leaders, all those amazing hairdressers, they pick up the telephone and saying, you've got a day with this person.
Yeah.
It is.
And,
yeah.
Just on that note, it was one of the first things I did as a chancellor, was to change that age group, because I recognise that, there are
Ken.
various different people.
Always 35.
So just as they're 35, and you know what? I actually even question whether there should be an age limit on it these days, but that's another subject, and we'll probably
controversial.
Yeah, go to cross that at different times. But we're giving great opportunities, and that is. The sheer heartbeat of what the fellowship is about. It's a membership organization that's about giving back to the industry. We have a social responsibility to do that. We touch the lives of people, whether it's from clients or whether it's from colleagues, and all of those things.
And on that note, and I have to say this because I really mean this, because I've been working with the Fame Team 22, and they are just on another level. The energy of those guys, and you've seen them. What Fame Team will tattoo the word fame or their year, so they will never forget? That's quite unique. Everybody sets a precedent, and they...
That's like a president tattooing El Presidente.
Come on, you should put your years in. You should do that.
I'll leave my dates on the medal.
Yeah, that's true. That's all. You don't have to tattoo it anymore. But I've been working with them, and you're about to see an incredible collection we did called Architectural Elements. That's coming out very, very soon. and it's going to be spotlighted showcased in Tribute magazine. So thank you very much, Nikki Pope.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Can't
We
wait
can't wait to see that. We can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, Errol, as always, we could go on and on and on and on and on forever.
What is that? We've just started. Was that? Hang on.
Well, yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you've got anything else to say, which I'm sure you would have. Karoliina, do you have any more questions? I mean, I could keep going, but
two things to say.
Go on then.
Definitely come if there's any tickets left on the 26th of September, because that Unplugged will be unique. Yeah. And anybody who is around when I'm doing my show for the AHFAs in Australia next month, again, you know, go to my Instagram and you're going to see it. Please come, because the show, and I think it may clash with me being a judge. I've got to speak to Karoliina, but I think I'm in two places at once. But that's on the 6th. That's on the 16th of October. When's the fellowship? Fame team. Try it 17th.
Yeah,
17th.
I think it's going to take a little while to get back from Australia.
Yes. Anyway, but anyway, I know this is international. Yeah, so I can't wait to get back to Australia, because I go every year. I don't do shows every year, but the majority of time I do work. So it's going to be really special being on that stage. I'm on the 16th, and I think the show is on the 17th. And also, you know, because you know we're all about digital. Keep an eye out for Errol Douglas Club. Oops.
I was going to say about that quick before we go. That's interesting, isn't it? That, you know, what you do in the digital. You're always involved, aren't you, Errol? That's another.
Well, I think I did ask you, because I was kind of we all know Chris Foster, because he's doing all my back end stuff, Academy in the Box. But I've always wanted to have a platform, somebody who is incredible, who is my co-founder, and she's amazing. Evangeline Barrett, she's great, and she has a lot in common with her fellowship, because she won Step Up and Shine many moons ago. But again, our platform is just about mentoring, coaching. It's about archives. It's podcasts. It's obviously live stuff as well. So yeah, but I'm even more taken aback and over the moon, because we had an innovation. We are finalists in Innovation Award at Creative Head. So yeah, that was a great recognition. A towel company won. Oh, anyway, Turban. No, congratulations. No, congratulations. Okay. Just joking. So again, to be up for innovation for a club, you know, we've only been going a year, is tremendous.
Brilliant. So do you have any questions for us, Errol, or?
Question I would ask you, especially Ken. I did a few shows with you, especially, you know, we were doing those college shows, or you did something with your local.
The training.
Yeah, what's happened to that? Come on, you was all the.
Well, I guess COVID happened to that.
Okay.
But actually, it's very much a fundamental thing now we're looking to do with, in fact, watch this space on the fellowship website, because we have I've just found out today, quite an initiative happening with the colleges, which I think will be incredible for the industry more than
amazing.
So I won't say
coincidence.
I won't say nothing at this point.
What a coincidence.
They are actually something that are being regenerated, and again, like you say, it was brilliant opportunities with those type of things, which was brilliant. So yes, so
exciting times for fellowship.
Yes, it is.
Karoliina, I've got a question for you as well.
Yes.
So I always get asked a lot of backstage questions, and you know, when I can take people, I will. Can I offer your name if you've got spaces? Not now, I'm just saying in the future. if you're doing Fashion Week?
Yes, of course you can.
Okay, see? Simple.
Okay.
I'm not asking for anything else.
Of course. Thank you. I would love to.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow I'm actually going to London, so I find it interesting how it's going to be. I'm going to be doing 2 days, and then this is the 2 weeks of craziness, because I'm now on a roller coaster till the 7th of October. So going London, then Milan, then Paris, and it's just going to be madness.
All I would say, you have to make sure you pre-plan everything over the next couple of days, because it's gridlocked.
You're coming to London, you mean?
Yes. Sorry, coming to London.
And be on time is quite good, Karoliina.
Oh.
Technically bad. I'm so sorry. I can't do this technology, because I was trying to find this Zoom, the connection, and I was like,
Anyway, Errol, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you for your honesty. We are super looking. I am super looking forward to your unplugged event. A week Monday on the 26th, like you say, VIP audience, Shoreditch studio.
Are you coming?
I am indeed. You will not stop me.
Karoliina won't be there. She'll be off.
I will be there.
Fortunately, I'll be shooting all over the place.
See what I've turned down to be there at my own show.
If
I will be there.
If I get back in time, I will.
Yeah, thank you. All right, well, thank you very much, Errol. Pleasure as always, and thank you very much from the fellowship. So thank you very much, Errol.
Thank you, and thank you very much, Barbers Arms.
Bye.
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 So Karoliina, that's God, look at that. Time flies, eh? And so thank you for our wonderful guests. Thank you for the audience. I know a lot of you out there are thinking, what the fuck happened to Simon Shaw? He's slimmed down, he's got hair, he's got tasting glasses, and he's got a smooth Welsh voice. Sadly, he still is around, and I'm sure he'll be back very shortly. And Gary, I was just going to say, don't ask about Gary and his sex change. I think I look better. Sex change.
Can't believe the opening part of it. I have to say, guys, what an amazing show you've just put on. That was absolutely fantastic. I never ever watch a Barber's Arms back myself, so I never watch when we've done stuff. I never watch it. You always let people, but I've watched it all the way through. And if we can entertain people like they said we have over the last 92 shows, like you've just entertained me, I've absolutely loved every minute of it. Congratulations, pair of you. Well done so much.
Well, I was just about to finish. I won't mention the sex change of Gary.
You see my comment?
Up you popped. It was like...
Then I was listening to every single thing. I can be hurt, you know. I just feel sorry for Karoliina, because if you're saying you're Simon Shaw, Karoliina, you're much better than me anyway. So I'll take that any time of the day.
Oh, fantastic.
Great show, guys. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
it's really good.
Brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much for allowing the fellowship to take over. Can I just check? Are we over? Or are we?
No, we're still live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're still live.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah,
I didn't swear then, wasn't it, Simon?
You don't hear me fucking swearing on this show. Come on, act accordingly. I just have to say, Karoliina, I've had a hangover all week. I've been hanging all week after our evening in Scotland. We had the Shabba Awards, Ken, on Sunday evening. Congratulations to all the Shabba winners. What an amazing evening, Joe, and all the guys up at Shabba did up in Scotland on Sunday evening. Fantastic. But I have felt rough all week. I don't know how Gary Machin does it.
Train body, that's all I can say. Can I just say, while you're on there as well, we've had a very, very international show. We've got all the guys from Australia watching, all over the world. So We've had a fantastic show, and you've done us proud, by the way, guys. It's been absolutely.
It's nice to sit here. Thank you.
Yeah, really good.
We have had many offers from, you know, this morning and, you know, those kind of things. But yeah.
Well, I've had a lot of comments coming through. Some of people are watching saying, this is a lot more glamorous than normal Barber's Arms.
Yeah.
Dressed to impress.
Well, we got big cocktails.
Well, I'm actually drinking ale.
Oh, well.
I'm not glamorous at all. I think Ken's, but you know, it's a lot more of a glamour puss.
I thought you did superb. I thought the guest Sally, first time on Barber's Arms, again, she's always amazing to speak to. I was lucky enough to be part of her first film that she did. And I was trying to say, if you're going to do another one, can I have a part in it as again? It was superb. But guys, brilliant for the fellowship. As everybody's watching tonight, I know we'll have everybody watches Barber's Arms on their favourite times. Don't forget to follow us on all our social medias. We'll be back next Friday evening, which is the 23rd, where we're going to go over to China and Australia for our guests. They're coming in, and they will be on with me and Gary next Friday. Don't forget the dates that Ken said, and Karoliina, Errol's big party is on the 26th, which is Errol's British Fellowship Hairdresser of the Year evening in Shoreditch in London. And then we have our fellowship luncheon as well, which is the 5th. Is it the 5th of December, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
As Ken rightly said as well earlier, Project Man has been the fucking standout project this year. It's smashed all records and it's going from strength to strength. You were right as well. I was speaking to Rita today. The entries are coming in. Don't forget, if you're watching this, Project X, Project Men, Project Colour, everyone, you can still enter for our projects, guys. The dates don't, I think is it the back end of October, the closing dates for them, or beginning of November, so you've still got an opportunity to enter all those projects. But
don't leave it late. Don't leave it last thing. Don't leave it
last thing. No, I've started looking through my entries already for Project Man. I'm staying on for another year. But yeah, I just want to finish off before I pass back over to Karoliina and Ken, which would have been on right on the fellowship takeover, to say absolutely amazing evening on the fellowship takeover. Ken Picton and Karoliina Saunders, you have done absolutely fantastic tonight. I was so proud watching you and entertained all evening. I thought you were both brilliant in what you've done tonight. So from everybody at Barber's Arms, Wahl UK and British Barbers Association, thank you very much. You were superb. Well done.
Thank you. I don't know. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But thank you.
Thank you, guys. So
it's over to you two to sign us off.
brilliant. Okay, so from me, the ex-chancellor and ex-president, otherwise known as the best chancellor and the best president, it's been an absolutely delight. It kind of reignited my drinks with the president as an evening. Brilliant to be back on with Karoliina. We've done many things together, so it was an absolute pleasure. So thank you, Karoliina. Thanks to our guests. Thank you, Barber's Arms, for inviting the fellowship on, and obviously super proud to be here to host it. And let's do it again.
Yes, and I'm actually from the current chancellor.
I'm the best.
Of fellowship.
I'm the chancellor.
I would like to say thank you for having us, first of all, and thank you for the audience. Thank you for everyone for watching, and make sure you put those dates down. And yeah, thank you so much for having both of us here and all the guests.
Cheers.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Take care.
Cheers.
Have a great